are being charged for being Kenyans and
Yes.
being patriotic.
Yes, afternoon.
Really
You are the prosecutor?
doing those things.
You are the prosecutor? Oh.
Martha, did you teach them the Ugandan song? Very powerful. I made a mistake to consult Hamina. You know, when they say a simple statement in your support. He has drafted so many things. So I told him. So I told him, he has drafted a very long
What we needed is just you
statement of solidarity.
Davis Luchuma. Nick Kirima.
You can take the quorum now. Yeah, we don't introduce
ourselves.
We just introduce ourselves.
Jenny hapa. Ian Obongo. Nasonga hivi. Hassan Gidinji. Movin James Amboko.
Viva.
Benjamin Mwaura. Stephen Ooko. James Ochieng. Joshua Okayo.
Viva, comrade, viva.
Fabian Ochieng. Gayo Ahamo. Gayo. Philip Onyango. Dalians Mudenu. Cyrus Waweru. Nicholas Karanja. Wayne Ouma. Okia Omtatah. Kwa wale nimeita majina, kuna mtu yote hapo chini ameweka.
Please, the court. Martha, the title is not there yet.
What's obliged?
Yes, the title is not yet confirmed, but yes, indeed, Honorable. Simon Boro.
I'm present, Your Honor.
Simba. John Maina.
I am present, Your Honor.
James Omamo.
Present.
Kelvin Walumbe.
Present, Your Honor.
Seneca Manso.
Present, Your Honor.
Ian Mutiso.
Present, my lady.
Kabata Mwaura for the Law Society. Is he in? He's in another court. Mano Hussein.
Mano Jose, Your Honor.
Ms. Kabuda Mudama. And Mr. Kamau. Anybody else have left out? Oh, we have Mr. Victor Kamau on human rights. Your Honor, we have a preliminary objection to the charges, but in view of the looking at the charges, you can see it's what one would call omnibus offenses, which the police use when charges merely being used to ask for the holding accused persons in custody. I'd like to ask, because our submissions on the preliminary objection will be lengthy. The accused persons have already been in custody for more than 24 hours because they're for bail, and you do give us a date for us to come ready for the preliminary objection to these charges. We do believe that the accused persons are before the court for being patriotic Kenyans and for being peaceful, for following the abductees, which is a matter of public knowledge, for staging a peaceful protest. So we are saying, in other words, the background to these offenses is a matter of public notoriety, which the court can take judicial notice of and allow us to go straight to bail application and to kindly give us a date when we can come and make objection to these very outrageous holding charges.
Essentially, what my law's application, we want to reiterate that we are appearing for freedom fighters who are fighting to liberate themselves. So, Your Honor, the application is that we defer the hearing of this application and we grant bail to the suspects. Of course, Your Honor, I refer you to Article 49, Clause 1, Paragraph H, which provides that an arrested person has a right to be released on bond or bail on reasonable condition, pending a charge or a trial. Pending a charge. That is the basis upon which our application is made. This is not the first application of this nature. They have been made previously, and noting that the application that we shall canvass in the future, if the court is obliged to hear us, they are only proposing petty offenses, misdemeanors. When you look at that, Your Honor, as against, again, Article 49, Clause 2, it provides that a person shall not be remanded in custody for an offense if the offense is punishable by a fine only or by an imprisonment for not more than 6 months. So, Your Honor, our application is well seated in within the four corners of the Constitution. You grant us bail pending the hearing of this application. The application has just been served upon us. The application presupposes to investigate petty offenses and will not prejudice the applicants in whichever manner if the application is granted. We're most obliged.
Petition number E714 of 2024, wherein Your Honor, Mr. Omtatah, who's a respondent, so that Your Honor, any directions that you give, we seek that they be subject to directions. That is our prayer. Your Honor, let me just start from where counsel have left. Your Honor, you've been presented. Your Honor, I'd like to submit that those orders do not touch on matters that are before this court. Your Honor, there is no stay of these proceedings. And furthermore, the nature of the proceedings before the High Court, that is in E714, are not similar to those that are before you. Your Honor, the application that is before this court today is merely seeking custodial orders against the said application supported by an affidavit by one oppose this application. The Kenyans are in before you in exercise of their constitutional right under Article 37 of the Constitution, participated in a very peaceful protest, call it demonstration, whatever, picketing, all in accordance with the Constitution. They were unarmed, by any description. They didn't carry any stones. If anything, I think they chained each other, making it even difficult for them to move. Peaceful Kenyan demonstrators. And therefore, Your Honor, for anybody to say an affidavit wanting to hold them for 14 days is going against the spirit, the letter and the spirit of Constitution 2010. They are not, nobody, we do not know, nobody actually say, because the only reason you can hold Kenyans is if they are, for the kind of period the prosecutor is talking about, is if they are suspected to be terrorists, in which case they would have been arraigned before a court, I think a terrorist court somewhere in Kiambu. And therefore, Your Honor, we strongly urge that this court protects the right to peaceful demonstration, we believe there's absolutely no reason to hold Kenyans who have been singing peaceful, patriotic songs. That is not an offense. Your Honor, we urge that you come to the help of your country by dismissing this application with the contempt it deserves, because it is unconstitutional, it's even unethical, and it defeats logic.
Your Honor.
I think, Your Honor, he has already made his application.
Yeah.
Even though I had objected, he has made his application. We are now responding. So he must hold his peace. We respond, because what else would you have to say other than what is in the affidavit? You've already objected to any, it's a bail application. So let us respond to you. We have something to say. I want to be last. Let my colleagues go round.
Your Honor, I was not an instigate a Kenyan who is suspected to have behaved in a manner likely to cause a breach of the peace. These are the things we were running away from, Your Honor, when we enacted Constitution 2010. Therefore, I agree with my learned brother here who described this application in its truest form as incompetent, an abuse of the court process, even if, and I believe they took hold of all the telephones by the gentleman before you,
they can still continue and hack them, and that does not require 14 days hacking them. And if there's any offense disclosed, then they can revert. But Your Honor, the Constitution is supreme. The subsidiary legislations like Criminal Procedure Code, to which reference is made by the prosecution, are all subject to the Constitution. And nobody can argue against the right under Article 37 to rightful Kenyans have the right to demonstrate, to picket, to petition whoever in a peaceful manner, Your Honor. And the only proviso is unarmed. These people are chained to each other. And as I said, I reiterated the earlier arguments. Therefore, we urge that you release these peaceful Kenyans unconditionally to go and join the rest of the Kenyans as they welcome the new year. My colleagues may want to add.
Allow me to go straight away to the supporting affidavit. Because if the supporting affidavit does not support the holding of these Kenyans, distinguished Kenyans, then there is nothing more. The court has just to discharge them. There's nothing like issue stringent conditions. On what? There are no charges before you. Just a request for the police to spend New Year with them, and they are not their relatives. They are not their friends. They've already wasted a whole day where they could have been doing other things. So once you find that this affidavit, as I'm about to persuade you, discloses no offense, because you are being told they were about to commit offenses against the peace, then Corporal Anthony Kerini, he states, the first and second paragraph is, the first paragraph he says he's competent to swear the affidavit. The second one
is inviting you to limit the rights under Article 37. It has become a practice and the culture of the prosecution and the police, when they want to suppress individuals who are fighting for freedom, like these freedom fighters, to bring pleaded in these affidavits and on the face of the application convinces you to admit the application. For example, you are being told, Your Honor, that you incarcerate them because the police want to investigate the content of their funds, which they unlawfully confiscated. One, they admit that they have the funds, and therefore they are not in custody of the suspects. How will the incarceration assist the police to achieve? Number two, Your Honor, paragraph 5 tells you that you need to incarcerate them so that the police can investigate the CCTV footages for a nearby Java and Naivas supermarket. Are they in control of the suspects? Will the suspect and or access to those purported CCTVs? Therefore, if the answer to the court is to admit the application, how will that assist the police? Noting that our clients are not in possession of those CCTVs. They do not even know them. Their location is not even specifically pleaded. We are told they are near Java. Which Java? Near Naivas supermarket. Which Naivas supermarket? Are they public CCTVs? And how will the suspects interfere with that process? Number 6, Your Honor, paragraph 6 tells you that they need to record witness statements. This action complained of happened in the glare of the public on the streets of Nairobi. People were coming from Kayole, Mathare, Kileleshwa, and all over some of them even came from Kirinyaga like myself, and I witnessed. So which witness is this? Who is supposed to record? We are 56 million Kenyans. We all witness this. Are we all possible witnesses before you that you all need to record statements? If that's so, Your Honor, I am ready to do one. Number 7, Your Honor, is even more ridiculous and annoying. You are being told to incarcerate them because, and I want to read in verbatim, that the respondents, if released, may continue to disrupt peace and tranquility. You incarcerate them on speculative and on mere speculation that they can interfere. These guys are being told, Your Honor, that you incarcerate them because they may. Yani hawa watu wanaweza. You understand, Your Honor, the content of the contempt this application needs to be looked at? That is a contempt. That on mere speculation, you incarcerate them. Number 8, Your Honor, paragraph 8, the respondents are a threat to...
There is also denial of medication or access to medical attention. That was in respect to the 1st, 3rd, 11th, and 23rd respondent. There was also denial of right to counsel for all the respondents. Your Honor, by the name Samson Talam, to come and answer before this court why the constitutional rights granted to the respondents and the allegation against him is that he is guilty of a breach of peace. Therefore, I would wish, as I conclude, Your Honor, that summons be issued to that particular officer. The name is Samson Talam. And if you would look at them, and I think the assistant, you can see this is one of them, the clothes profile.